In relationships, many men make the common mistake of trying too hard to stay present and available in a woman's life, believing it will strengthen her feelings. But what if I told you that this approach often backfires? There's a powerful psychological trigger that 95% of men overlook. Yet high-value men who understand it use it to create a deeper attraction without any extra effort. In this video, we'll dive into the hidden psychological secrets that naturally make women miss you and genuinely crave your presence. We'll cover 6 key strategies, including the power of absence, balancing availability, the push-pull dynamic, self-sufficiency, the allure of uncertainty, building anticipation, and the impact of selective availability. By the end, you'll understand exactly when and why she feels that magnetic pull toward you, helping you cultivate stronger, more meaningful connections. If you're ready to take your relationships to the next level, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future insights. 1. The power of absence. One of the most overlooked yet powerful concepts is the scarcity principle. This principle tells us that people tend to value what isn't always accessible. In today's world, where almost everything is instantly available, anything or anyone that isn't always within reach tends to hold a unique appeal. This is something that high-value men instinctively understand, and it's deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, where restraint and intentionality are essential to creating value and meaning in life. Let's break it down. When you're constantly present, always reachable, there's little space for her to genuinely miss you. Our brains are naturally wired to appreciate things more when they aren't always accessible. Think about it. We tend to value certain foods, experiences, or moments more when they're rare. The same principle applies to relationships. The Stoics understood that by living with simplicity and being selective in what we allow into our lives, we deepen our appreciation and fulfillment. By limiting your availability, you create that sense of rarity, making your presence something she actively desires rather than something she takes for granted. Now let's consider the impact of constant availability. Imagine if your favorite food was served to you every single day. Initially, you'd probably love it, but over time, the excitement would fade. Being constantly present in someone's life can work in much the same way. It can start to feel routine. In a relationship, constant availability may unintentionally lower your perceived value because there's no contrast, no sense of absence. While being there all the time might feel comforting, it doesn't leave room for longing or curiosity. This is where Stoic philosophy provides valuable insight. By practicing restraint and embracing moderation, you enhance the quality of your presence when you are around. Making yourself slightly less available isn't about playing games. It's about creating space for her to recognize and appreciate your presence. The Stoics taught us that in both life and love, we should approach things intentionally and with discipline, rather than impulsively. So what's the takeaway? Embrace the power of absence as a way to deepen attraction. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about allowing space for natural reflection. When you're not always present, she has time to think about you, to remember the good moments, and to genuinely miss you. Stoic philosophy reminds us to cultivate patience and self-control, understanding that true strength lies in restraint and presence, not in constant action. By giving her the room to miss you, you're not only enhancing attraction, but also demonstrating that you value yourself, your time, and your purpose. A truly Stoic approach to relationships. 2. Why constant availability backfires. When it comes to building attraction, predictability can be your worst enemy. Known as the predictability trap, being constantly available can slowly diminish the excitement and mystery that are essential to attraction. If every interaction becomes entirely predictable, the sense of intrigue fades, and over time, the relationship can lose its spark. This idea isn't only relevant to relationships, it's also rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the value of moderation, restraint, and maintaining a certain level of detachment. When you're always around, the uniqueness of your presence wears off, which paradoxically can make you less desirable. Even high-value men, those who have achieved personal success and confidence, often fall into this trap, believing that being ever present will secure her interest or prove loyalty. Yet, In reality, this mindset reduces the very elements that keep a relationship engaging. Stoic philosophy teaches us not to become overly attached or dependent on others for validation, as this leads to disappointment and a lack of personal fulfillment. A Stoic approach would encourage you to be intentional with your time and presence, recognizing that a little absence can enhance appreciation. To better understand this, consider a simple analogy. Your favorite food. Imagine having this same meal every single day without variation. At first, it's wonderful, everything you could want. But as time goes on, the excitement fades, and soon you may find yourself craving something different. Similarly, if you're always readily available in a relationship, your presence can start to feel routine rather than special. The curiosity and anticipation that come with a little unpredictability disappear, and this can make the connection feel less dynamic. The Stoics understood this well. They believed that life's pleasures, including relationships, should be approached with moderation and intentionality. When you balance your presence with a bit of distance, you allow curiosity and appreciation to grow naturally. This isn't about playing hard to get. Rather, it's about recognizing that a little restraint keeps things fresh. In relationships, as in life, Stoic philosophy reminds us to avoid overindulgence and instead seek balance. Sometimes, less truly is more. If you want to maintain attraction and keep the connection exciting, it's essential to balance being available with allowing space for mystery. Embracing a Stoic approach in relationships means being mindful of your presence and understanding that every moment doesn't need to be filled with interaction. A bit of restraint prevents boredom and keeps her emotionally invested. By aligning with the principles of Stoic philosophy, you become intentional with your time, adding depth and value to the relationship, and allowing her to genuinely look forward to the times you're together. 3. The push-pull dynamic. One of the most effective ways to build natural attraction in a relationship is by practicing what's known as the push-pull dynamic. This approach creates a healthy balance between showing interest and giving a bit of space, keeping the relationship engaging without making either person feel overwhelmed. The push-pull dynamic aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes balance, moderation, and self-restraint in relationships and life. Instead of over-investing all at once, Stoic principles encourage a mindful approach to connection. By giving attention and then stepping back, you let the other person experience both the warmth of engagement and the intrigue of mystery. This rhythm keeps attraction alive without overplaying your interest. Practically, this means occasionally initiating a conversation or sending a thoughtful message, showing genuine interest, and then allowing her the space to initiate the next move. For example, you might start a conversation or arrange a date, showing you're present and engaged, but then take a step back, giving her time to reach out next. This approach, rooted in Stoic philosophy, is about self-control and patience, avoiding the rush to constantly seek attention and instead letting things evolve naturally. Why does this build attraction? The push-pull dynamic introduces a rhythm to the relationship, keeping it engaging yet steady enough to feel secure. This natural flow prevents the connection from becoming stagnant or overly predictable. Just as Stoic philosophy teaches the importance of maintaining balance and perspective, the push-pull approach keeps both parties invested, allowing the relationship to grow naturally without forced intensity. The key takeaway here is that the push-pull dynamic isn't about manipulation. It's about creating a balanced, engaging connection that respects both people's needs for space and closeness. By adopting this Stoic approach, you let go of the need for immediate validation, practicing patience and self-restraint. This builds a stronger foundation for attraction, showing her that you're confident and comfortable with a mindful, meaningful connection. Practicing this dynamic as part of Stoic philosophy demonstrates self-confidence and emotional resilience, qualities that naturally draw others in. 4. The magnetism of self-sufficiency. In any relationship, one of the most attractive qualities a person can have is self-sufficiency. This means having your own personal goals, interests, and a fulfilling life outside the relationship, which adds depth and appeal to your character. Self-sufficiency, in the context of Stoic philosophy, aligns with the idea of being whole and content within yourself, without relying on external validation to feel complete. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from within, and that one should cultivate inner resources and resilience rather than depending on others for happiness or self-worth. When you are self-sufficient, you bring this grounded, independent energy into a relationship, making you someone others naturally gravitate toward. Why is self-sufficiency so attractive? Truly self-sufficient people exude quiet confidence and independence because they aren't constantly seeking validation or attention from others. They don't need someone else to fill their time or to give them a sense of purpose. Instead, they find fulfillment in their pursuits and interests, which naturally draws people to them. In the language of Stoic philosophy, this self-assurance stems from knowing that your sense of worth is not contingent on someone else's approval. A self-sufficient person operates with an inner calm and certainty that isn't easily shaken, which makes them deeply attractive because they are not swayed by the ups and downs of external circumstances or relationships. For those looking to build this quality, consider focusing on your own goals and passions, whether that means pursuing fitness, advancing your career, cultivating a hobby, or even practicing daily reflection and mindfulness. By investing in yourself, you're not only enhancing your own life, but also demonstrating a level of independence that's inherently attractive. Stoic philosophy encourages exactly this approach, valuing growth, discipline, and a strong sense of purpose, independent of others' opinions. When you're engaged in meaningful pursuits, you communicate that your happiness and sense of self are not tied to any one person, which is a magnetic quality. Ultimately, self-sufficiency is about showcasing independence and confidence, making you someone others want to be around rather than someone they feel obligated to validate. Embracing this Stoic mindset allows you to bring a balanced and complete version of yourself to any relationship. Rather than focusing on what someone else can bring to your life, you focus on your growth and resilience, knowing that your worth comes from within. This is the core of Stoic philosophy, being self-sufficient, grounded, and content within yourself. By cultivating self-sufficiency, you're not only more attractive, but also more capable of building healthy, fulfilling connections that enrich both lives without relying on one person for fulfillment. 5. The psychological trigger of uncertainty. One of the most powerful ways to keep the attraction alive is through uncertainty. This psychological trigger taps into a universal truth. A bit of mystery can spark curiosity and make interactions more engaging. By creating subtle unpredictability, you keep her emotionally engaged, leading her to think about you more often and increasing her interest. This idea is closely aligned with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of emotional resilience and maintaining composure in the face of unknowns. Just as Stoics teach us to embrace life's unpredictability with patience and calm, allowing a touch of mystery in relationships creates a sense of anticipation that keeps things exciting without feeling manipulative. How does this work in practice? When there's an element of mystery in your interactions, you encourage her imagination to fill in the gaps. She starts wondering about you more, which naturally builds interest. This dynamic works similarly to suspense in movies. Think about how not knowing what's coming next keeps viewers hooked. In relationships, a little unpredictability can go a long way in maintaining her curiosity and emotional investment. Stoic philosophy also advises us to avoid attachment to a specific outcome and instead enjoy the process itself. Applying this mindset to relationships means that rather than aiming for constant affirmation or predictable responses, you allow things to unfold naturally, which often leads to stronger and more authentic connections. Here are some practical ways to introduce healthy uncertainty into your interactions. Try varying your response times instead of always being immediately available, or surprise her occasionally with spontaneous plans. This keeps interactions fresh and avoids the risk of falling into predictable routines. For example, if you usually text her every evening, give it a break one night and focus on other aspects of your life. This isn't about ignoring her, but allowing space for her to experience moments of curiosity and anticipation. A balanced approach, inspired by Stoic philosophy, ensures that you're not overly attached to constant interaction and that you're at ease whether you're in touch or giving her space. A touch of mystery keeps her thinking about you, creating a deeper emotional connection and keeping the relationship exciting. By incorporating a bit of uncertainty, you maintain her curiosity and keep the relationship dynamic. From a Stoic perspective, practicing this restraint and self-control shows emotional resilience and confidence, genuinely attractive qualities. As Stoic philosophy teaches, accepting the unpredictable nature of life and relationships allows you to approach connections with calm and clarity. This combination of mystery and confidence not only keeps her engaged, but also strengthens the bond over time by making every interaction feel meaningful and intentional. 6. The power of anticipation. An often overlooked but incredibly powerful element in relationships is the ability to create anticipation. Building anticipation allows her to look forward to future moments with you, which can heighten attraction and strengthen the emotional connection. Anticipation is about planting the seeds of excitement and giving her something to look forward to, making each interaction feel unique and meaningful. This principle connects well with Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to approach life with patience and to focus on the present without rushing toward instant gratification. By pacing your interactions and building up to shared experiences, you create a deeper sense of appreciation and excitement. When used effectively, anticipation can significantly deepen attraction. For example, instead of planning last-minute outings, you might suggest a unique date idea days or even weeks in advance. Perhaps it's a day trip to a beautiful park, a night out at a concert, or simply cooking a new recipe together. By mentioning it ahead of time, you create a sense of excitement as she looks forward to the moment, and this anticipation adds emotional depth to your connection. In Stoic philosophy, delaying gratification is seen as a way to build inner strength and appreciation for experiences. Stoics would advise not to rush the process, but to savor the build-up, allowing the mind to experience excitement without attachment to instant outcomes. Psychologically, anticipation has a powerful impact. It builds positive feelings and fosters an emotional investment, associating you with a sense of joy and excitement. When she's looking forward to an upcoming experience with you, her mind is naturally positively drawn to you. This subtle anticipation creates an association of happiness and curiosity, making each interaction more valuable. By allowing anticipation to build, you enhance the quality of the time you spend together, as it becomes something she's been looking forward to, not just another routine interaction. Stoic philosophy supports this approach, encouraging us to approach each moment with intention and to appreciate the journey, rather than focusing solely on immediate rewards. Creating anticipation is a powerful way to keep her interest high and deepen the bond. By allowing time for excitement to build, you bring a sense of joy and expectation to your relationship that keeps things fresh. According to Stoic philosophy, this approach also reflects patience, self-control, and mindfulness, qualities that make you more appealing. Instead of rushing to fulfill every desire immediately, you understand the value of waiting and savoring each moment. By building anticipation, you not only keep her emotionally engaged, but also demonstrate that you value the quality of the connection over the number of interactions. This patience and ability to delay gratification make each shared moment feel more significant, strengthening the bond and creating lasting memories. 7. Selective availability. Quality over quantity. In relationships, selective availability is a powerful yet often underestimated approach. It means making yourself accessible on a limited basis, focusing on quality interactions rather than frequent contact. This idea aligns closely with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of self-restraint and valuing quality over quantity in life. By being selective with your time and presence, you create space for meaningful, impactful interactions, making each moment together more valuable. Stoics believe that it's not about filling every moment with activity, but about choosing interactions that add genuine value to life. Why is it less often than more when it comes to attraction? Selective availability naturally creates a sense of exclusivity and anticipation. When you're not constantly available, each interaction holds more significance, making her appreciate and savor your presence. This concept resonates with Stoic philosophy, where the focus is on moderation and intentionality. Rather than spreading yourself thin, you concentrate on memorable experiences, fostering deeper connections. This approach also reflects the Stoic belief that relationships should be approached with purpose and depth, rather than as a means of filling time or seeking constant validation. By being mindful of your availability, you allow space for both of you to reflect on and value the time you spend together. Consider focusing on quality over quantity in practical ways. For example, instead of daily texts or constant calls, aim for intentional, meaningful interactions that make a lasting impression. Arrange a memorable date, share a new experience, or have a meaningful conversation that builds a deeper bond. This selective approach to availability makes each moment count, helping her associate your presence with quality and depth rather than routine or obligation. Stoic philosophy teaches us that less can often mean more, as it allows for a more genuine connection by fostering appreciation rather than dependence. The Stoics would say that true fulfillment in relationships isn't achieved through frequency, but through the substance of each interaction. Selective availability isn't about playing hard to get, it's about enhancing the impact of each interaction, making her truly value the time spent with you. By aligning with Stoic philosophy, you embrace restraint and intentionality, choosing quality over quantity in your connections. This approach not only keeps her interested, but also communicates that you respect your time and hers, creating a stronger foundation for attraction. Practicing selective availability shows that you're secure, confident, and focused on building a relationship based on depth rather than convenience. By following these Stoic principles, you make every moment together more meaningful, encouraging her to look forward to each interaction as a special experience. To truly master attraction, it's about becoming a high-value individual by embracing 7 powerful psychological strategies. Create a sense of absence to spark intrigue, balance interest with the push-pull dynamic, cultivate self-sufficiency to show independence, add a touch of mystery through uncertainty, build anticipation to deepen her interest, practice selective availability to make every moment together meaningful, and prioritize quality over quantity to make your presence feel exclusive. Each of these strategies isn't just about making her miss you, they're about unlocking personal growth, building confidence, and embracing independence. These are qualities that naturally draw people in and keep them invested. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, these principles encourage you to approach relationships with intention, self-respect, and balance, qualities that make you truly unforgettable. If these insights resonated with you, please like, subscribe to Stoic Narratives, and share in the comments which principle impacts you the most. When you apply these strategies in your own life, you'll not only elevate your relationships, but also uncover a powerful, resilient side of yourself. Thank you for watching Psychological Secrets. When women miss you the most, 95% of high-value men ignore this. Now go out there, live with purpose, and become the person she can't stop thinking about.